One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 308. You're listening to the Anxiety Guy podcast, and I'm your host, Dennis Simsek. Boy, do we have an insightful podcast episode for you here today. This episode is brought to you by the Health Anxiety Program at theanxietyguy.com under Health Anxiety. 12 weeks to freedom from health anxiety begins today at theanxietyguy.com. To start this podcast off, I want to ask you a question. Are you always looking to calm yourself down when anxiety builds? If so, you may be playing into a very creative defense mechanism brought on by the subconscious inner child looking to keep you within the safety of suffering. The safety of suffering. Does that resonate with you? An 800-pound emotional bag carried within the subconscious body cannot be lightened by looking to calm the nervous system alone. If, however, new interpretations over what we've been hanging on to are made through the calming exercise, this can lighten the load partially. However, an intention to find clarity must be made prior to the calming exercise, or else we'll be relying on the exercise alone to heal ourselves, which very often isn't the case. In order to heal, we must find peace with our past relationships that drive us to fear, suppressed rage, and guilt. To find peace, we must express what we are afraid to express in a way that heightens vulnerability and uncertainty. The need for certainty is driven by perfectionism, which is a program that's running mainly at an unconscious level. When uncertainty and certainty find balance, we can find peace once again. When anxiety starts to arise within you, and you look to calm your nerves constantly, that is a defense mechanism by the inner child subconscious not looking for change. We must recognize this. We must understand that this is a cycle. It's no different than a hamster running on a hamster wheel. Every time anxiety hits, we look to calm ourselves. Anxiety hits, we look to calm ourselves. But the truth is, what are we calming ourselves from? What if we took the mindset, the approach that is the opposite to this calming? What if we started to express rather than suppress? What would happen then? Well, what would happen is that would go against the orders of your subconscious mind, which is good. Because what we want to do is we want to create safety within this body. We want to create safety based around the experiences and relationships that we experienced from back in the day. Because in this moment, your body is still a reflection of your past. So warriors, here's what's important to understand today. If you're doing meditation, don't do it when you start to feel anxious. Do it when you start to feel neutral. Do it as a routine, a ritual every day. If you want to ground within nature, don't do it when you start to feel anxious. Do it as a routine. Do it as a normal day-to-day activity to reconnect with nature, to reconnect with God. What we need to understand is that healing lies within expression. Healing lies within expression. So we have to separate these two things. We have to understand that meditation and calming exercises give us the clarity we need to see beyond our fears, to interpret things differently. That's meditation. Meditation and calming exercises aren't the key to stopping anxiety. They aren't the very thing that you run to when you feel anxious. They are what you do when you don't have anxiety. We have to understand how to practically use this information today. Starting today, I want you to use one of my reframing videos on my YouTube channel under the playlist Reframing. I want you to use one every single day for the next 7 days and allow expression to lead to a higher level of self-worth and help you to diminish your old perfectionist ways. When you start to understand the power of expression, you'll never go back to coping again. You'll never go back to those techniques that you used to try to get through a certain moment, a certain situation. That's called managing. That's called babysitting. Yes, you may temporarily feel a lessening of a symptom, but what happens after some time? Symptoms travel. Symptoms substitute from one body part to the next, and what happens is the intensity of these symptoms tend to get worse if you don't deal with the root causes which lay within expression. So go to YouTube, go on the playlist Reframing on my channel, and use just one of those videos, whichever one speaks to you, for the next 7 days, every single day, and start understanding the power of expression. Along these lines, let the momentum from reframing carry you into your heart sense, which will show you that you can be consciously responsive rather than unconsciously reactive in moments of doubt and fear. Remember, consciously responsive, not unconsciously reactive. So, look for expression before you look for peace, and you will find peace in the end. I promise you. If you have any questions on the newest health anxiety program, head over to theanxietyguy.com today. And remember that you are more than anxiety. See you soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.